Characteristics of big data. Velocity. Velocity refers to the increasing speed at which big data is created and the increasing speed at which the data needs to be stored and analyzed. Processing of data in real time to match its production rate as it gets generated is a particular goal of big data analytics. For example, this type of capability allows for personalization of advertisement on the web pages you visit based on your recent search, viewing, and purchase history. If a business cannot take advantage of the data as it gets generated, or at the speed the analysis of it is needed, they often miss opportunities. In order to build a case for the importance of this dimension of big data, let's imagine we are taking a road trip. You're looking for some weather information to start packing. In this case, the newer the information, the higher its relevance in deciding what to pack. Would you use last month's weather information or data from last year at this time? Or would you use the weather information from this week, yesterday, or better, today? It makes sense to obtain the latest information about weather and process it in a way that makes your decisions easier. If the information is old, it doesn't matter how accurate it is. Being able to catch up with the velocity of big data and analyzing it as it gets generated can even impact the quality of human life. Sensors in smart devices monitoring the human body can detect abnormalities in real time and trigger immediate action, potentially saving lives. This type of processing is what we call real-time processing. Real-time processing is quite different from its remote relative, batch processing. Batch processing was the norm until a couple of years ago. Large amounts of data would be fed into large machines and processed for days at a time. While this type of processing is still very common today, decisions based on information that is even few days old can be catastrophic to some businesses. Organizations which make decisions on latest data are more likely to hit the target. For this reason, it's important to match the speed of processing with the speed of information generation and get real-time decision-making power. In addition, today's censored-power socioeconomic climate requires faster decisions. Hence, we cannot wait for all the data to be first produced, then fed into a machine. There are many applications where new information is streaming and needs to be integrated with existing data to produce decisions such as emergency response planning in a tornado or deciding trading strategies real time, or bidding estimates in advertising. We have to digest chunks of data as they are produced and give meaningful results. As more data comes in, your results will need to adapt to reflect this change in the input. Decisions based on processing of already acquired data, such as batch processing, may give an incomplete picture, and hence, the applications need real-time status of the context at hand, that is, streaming analysis. Fortunately, with the advent of cheap sensors technology, mobile phones, and social media, we can obtain the latest information at a much rapid rate and in real time in comparison with the past. So how do we make sure we match the velocity of the expectations to gain insight from big data with the velocity of the big data? Rate of generation, retrieval, or processing of data is application specific. The need for real-time data-driven actions within a business case is what, in the end, dictates the velocity of analytics over big data. Sometimes precision of a minute is needed, sometimes half a day. Let's look at these 4 paths and discuss when to pick the right one for your analysis. The dollar signs next to the numbers in this example indicate how costly the operation is. The more dollars, the higher the cost. When the timeliness of processed information plays no role in decision making, the speed at which data is generated becomes irrelevant. In other words, you can wait for as long as it takes to process data, days, months, weeks. And once processing is over, you will look at the results and probably share them with someone. When timeliness is not an issue, you can choose any of the 4 paths. You will likely pick the cheapest one. When timeliness of end result is an issue, deciding which of the 4 paths to choose is not so simple. You will have to make a decision based on cost of hardware, time sensitivity of information, future scenarios. In other words, this becomes a business-driven question. For example, if speed is really important at all costs, you will pick path 4. As a summary, we need to pay attention to the velocity of big data. Streaming data gives information on what's going on right now. Streaming data has velocity, meaning it gets generated at varied rates. And analysis of such data in real time gives agility and adaptability to maximize benefits you want to extract.